Oh, judgment and guilt. This has been something that has been coming up, that continuously comes up for my high level clients on a regular basis because it's so human. It's something that we all deal with. And what I wanted to share is, sometimes it's just so helpful to share just my own personal experience, and kind of what I have worked through and found to be effective, and sharing that out. So this is vulnerable share from the heart, something that, I see dropping in and reflecting in my field over and over again, places where I notice, wow, I'm judging others or I'm judging myself. And so what reflected recently for me is this massive pattern shift in seeing, like, wow, I was really judging myself and how I was showing up in my family dynamic in the evenings. And then what I was doing was I was projecting out my own self judgment by judging them. And then I was worrying about what they were thinking of me. And all of this is a very low vibratory frequency. And it just didn't feel good. And it was taking me out at the knees and just making me feel depleted. So um, just simply noticing this experience, and how this wasn't about them, this is about me, where I was not willing to take a look at, wow, what inside of me still gets to be loved and nurtured, right? These places in me that were like, I was experiencing deep shame around my choices and the energy and the weight of that, and how I would show up and worry about it, and knowing where, understanding where it's coming from, and continuing to do this work and go to the depths so that I could have this bigger expansion, was okay. So how could I turn that energy of judgment and shame and guilt into um, understanding and compassion? It felt like really good. So I was like, okay, well, what do I get to do? And it was learning to first obey. That's a really hard word, but it's such a great spiritual practice. And I'm falling more and more in love with obedience every day, because I don't take it to mean what I used to think it meant. And kind of in this like archaic world, it's like obedient, like whip you into shape. And no, actually, it's learning to just be this beautiful, obedient student to the laws of the universe, which are undeniable, right? Like, which is, there are few, like every human is on their own course, and I cannot make anyone do anything that they don't want to do. And I cannot make them see my point of view unless they're open and willing to it. So all what can I do? I can choose to listen, which is obedience, right? I can choose to listen, and from that place I can open myself up to, where, wow, what are all the possible ways I can serve and that I can love and have compassion, have understanding, because now I'm in acceptance. I'm not trying to fight all these external things and trying to control them, because what I'm trying to control is always going to control me. And again, this is just, okay, can I obey these natural cosmic laws that, oh my God, like, whew, taking all that energy that I was placing into, they're judging me, they're criticizing me, and I'm so worried about it, and now I'm so worried, like, but inside it wasn't them, it was like me, like, oh, I'm feeling so selfish if I don't want to, you know, um, have dinner with the family. I must be so fucked up, and maybe I'm crazy about food, but no, my body doesn't require this time, and I really enjoy, you know, having a glass of wine with them, but I really enjoy this time meditating and lighting a candle and taking some space and having a hot tub or taking a shower. And this is just the time of night that my soul's calling me forth to do those things, but feeling this tremendous judgment coming in. Um, And all these thoughts clearly coming from the old belief that like, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough to have this time. So, wow, this reflection coming into my field, it's just another layer. It's just another layer of acceptance that I do get to love on myself and see, what's really true. Of course I'm good. Like, of course I'm okay with who I am, and remembering, my essence. When I walk into a room as my highest light, people feel it. So when my family is around, of course they want to be around me, and that's awesome. And I understand that, like, that feels great. And I don't need external validation. I have a flame in me that is my intuition, that I I trust myself. Like, when I want to do something, I do it no matter what anyone else thinks. That's my essence, and that feels really true and really good to me. And you know, if I'm seeing and noticing that my soul is requiring some space and some quiet time and a candle, then that's okay. And the more okay I am with it, the more I radiate from that place. Of course, the people who love and honor me are going to sync up with that. Whether they do or not, I'm okay. I'm okay. And it gives that, it exudes that peace. I am radiating peace from myself outward, and now I have created that in my aura and in my radiance. So that is what is around me, and it is also what protects me. And it's then just noticing these things kind of drop away. And so then it's like more rhythmic in the sense that, like, oh, my soul's requiring this peace and quiet, and I give it to myself, and I'm dropping the guilt. And how does it, oh, okay, what else is possible? How can I honor them? Like, what, how can it be both? Like, what does that get to look like? And getting back into this other, I'm obedient with the cosmic law that nothing is permanent, everything changes. So even the fact that at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm worried about the evening time and getting stressed about it in the now, when it's not till 6 hours from now, and going, oh, well, I'm not obeying the cosmic law of all we have is the present moment. The present moment is all that matters, and nothing is permanent. Everything changes, and everything is revolving. So when I spin out into those thoughts, I can just simply go back in and say, why, what is there for me to worry about? Why would I be worrying about cleaning up a mess that hasn't even happened yet? And how does that make me feel at 11 o'clock in the morning in a very low vibratory frequency? So that's obstructing my energy. So now it's just simply like, well, what do I really want? I want to feel at peace. How do I feel at peace in this moment? Okay, it's so easy for me to obey the clicking of time. It feels good. It actually feels so secure and so safe when I rely on the fact that it's going to be 11:01 and I'm blessed with that minute, and it's going to be 11:02 and I'm blessed with that minute. And what is so great about right now? And I can take that worry and I can alchemize it into excitement. Like, what am I excited about right now? And that immediately brings me into command of myself, my elements, my energy. And okay, well, judging myself or judging or pushing out and judging others, and I can alchemize that into, like, well, what am I doing right now in this moment that makes me feel really good about myself? I'm creating something. I'm birthing something. This feels awesome right now in this moment. I feel awesome. I'm riding my bike. This feels amazing. Or what could I do now? It makes me feel good about myself, because I am good. Guilt, I can alchemize that, like, oh, I should have dinner with the family. That's really selfish if I don't, and I feel guilty if I'm going to go meditate. And then it's how am I doing when I'm meditating if I'm guilty? It's not giving me what I want, which is inner peace. So alchemize the guilt to love. And this is really where things completely shifted for me. It was seeing, like, wow, like, what would be all the possible ways that I can serve with love outwardly, and do I have the energy for it? And it was so simple and so subtle to see, like, well, I can just understand, that so if one of my family members threw out a judgment at me, instead of me reacting to it, I can see from their eyes what inside of them, right? Oh, maybe he's feeling the feels of like, I don't know how to protect you. And if I can't protect you, then I'm not a good dad. And so it comes out in, I'm worried about you. And when I see it through that, like he's just scared. And wow, I really honor how much he loves and supports me. And that feels so good. So it was so simple and easy for me once I felt like that to say, you know what, you're such a good protector. It feels so good to know that I can always come and get a hug from my dad. I feel so safe. So easy. And then he's happy and I'm happy, and it changes everything. It's alchemizing from that worry and that judgment and that guilt into confidence and gratitude and love and excitement, and that's inner peace. Boom. So good.